globally, Mr. Speaker, despite the fact that they may not have the stature in terms of a brand of the global think tanks that maybe have been in existence for many years, more than them. I know for a fact, Mr. Speaker, that the IEK is one such institution that has done a lot of research, Mr. Speaker, in public policy decision-making in this republic. I know this, Mr. Speaker, because in my time that I served at the Budget and Finance Committee, there is not a single budgetary document, policy decision, either the revenue formulas that we debate in that particular committee that did not have the input of this institution, Mr. Speaker. On many occasions, they send the memorandum and they appear before various committees of this House, Mr. Speaker, to give their thoughts, many of the times not agreeing with the direction that the government is taking, and they will give substantive reasoning behind their points of departure, Mr. Speaker. There are not many such institutions in our country. And therefore, for us to get a visit by these distinguished members who work in that particular institution is a great honor. I believe that in the course of their visit, they'll interact with the various committees of the House. They will be able to see the session this afternoon, Mr. Speaker, and appreciate the workings of Parliament outside of the committees where most of the time we meet members of Institute of Economic Affairs in Kenya. So I believe, Mr. Speaker, that they have enjoyed the full course of their study, both in the country and here in Parliament, especially those that are from outside the Republic of Kenya. I do welcome them, wish them a fruitful stay for the remainder of their time here in the country, and hope that they'll carry with them the great lessons that they have learned in the course of their study. Of course, we continue to receive and applaud the challenging documents that they send to this institution every time we are considering serious decisions, Mr. Speaker, with well-reasoned arguments why they either agree or sometimes, as is the case on many occasions, disagree with certain policy decisions that is taken either by Parliament or even the Executive, Mr. Speaker. I welcome them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this chance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Senator for Kitui, the Honorable Wambua, I welcome the team from Kitui County. Mr. Speaker, recently we went there with Senator Wambua when he was giving his speech to the county with quite a number of senators, including Senator Tabitha, who originates from Kitui. He is a part of Nairobi team and also the Meru team. Mr. Speaker, we were treated very well, and I hope the members will learn a lot from us and will implement the same. The Speaker of Kitui County, Honorable Kinengo, is a very well polished lawyer, and I'm sure is doing very well with the rest of the team. Mr. Speaker, with your kind permission, I request the Honorable Tabitha to also to welcome the team we shared good moments with recently. Thank you.
Next order. Senator Manzo, what I didn't get you.
Mr. Speaker, with your kind permission, I pleaded with you to allow also Senator Tabitha, who comes from the same county, and we recently were welcomed there, and as I said, she's also from Nairobi and also from Meru, and that's why I was seeking to donate a minute to her. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Manzo, you had a minute, which you utilized fully. So which other minute is this that you're...
We just seek your indulgence, Mr. Speaker, with your kind permission.
Senator Tabitha, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm humbled for giving me this opportunity. I'm not feeling well today, but I'm happy to see my delegation, my motherland delegation, my homeland, which is Kitui County. Speaker, we visited your county. You've really welcomed us very well with the Eastern delegation. And I offer the same and welcome you to the upper house of this parliament, the Senate. Feel welcomed, and we're looking forward that you're going to learn a lot. As you go back to our people, to my motherland, Kitui, say hi to our people, and God bless you.
Next order, clerk.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions.
The Honorable Seki.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 232(1)(b), I hereby present the to the Senate a petition submitted by the Kajiado Municipality Clothes Market Traders, who are citizens of the Republic of Kenya and residents of Kajiado County. As you are aware, under Article 119(1) of the Constitution, and I quote, "Every person has a right to petition Parliament to consider any matter within its authority, including enacting, amending, or repealing any legislation." The salient issues raised in the said petitions are as follows. 1, that during the financial year 2020-2021, the county government of Kajiado received an allocation of Kenya shillings 63,061,157.2 on 2nd July 2021 from a World Bank via the State Department of Housing and Urban Development. The funds were meant to refurbish and expand the Kajiado Municipality Market to accommodate the clothes market vendors who had been displaced by the previous KUSU project of Public Square. That it had been mutually agreed between the county government through the municipality and the traders under the resettlement of action plan for the World Bank that the traders would permanently be settled in the upgraded market within a designated open but roofed area for their business, and in the meantime, the municipality was to provide a street where the traders would temporarily operate from and during the transition period. That the refurbishment market was to meet the following objectives: provide adequate and viable space for all the clothes traders, provide a business space to shield and traders from environment factors, provide traders a trading space that meets sanitation standards, and provide a one-stop market for all merchandise where all the town streets would be freed from street vendors, thus guaranteeing all traders equal access to customers. That the aforementioned conditions were adopted by the county government and World Bank and State Department for Urban Development as a condition for approving the 2019-2020 KUSU project expenditure. That in January 2021, the county government of Kajiado put on its website a tender notice of proposed construction for proposed construction of Kajiado Market and other works at Kajiado Town as tender number County Government of Kajiado, KUSUP number 2, 2021-2022, and under IFMIS negotiation number 932676. The tender process was undertaken by the county government, and the contract awarded to Berlin-Mark contractors at a constant sum of Kenya shillings 56,214,411.9. That the county government now claims that the market is complete and it is whipping the traders. It's now wiping the traders to occupy the market despite the output of the market being a shadow of what was intended and budgeted for. Most elements were scaled down, while others such as solar lights, control gates, water tanks, upstairs stalls, solid waste sorting chambers, street-mounted solid waste bins, constructions of the market storm water drainage channel fittings and fixtures for the cultural high streets were all together left out. It is important to note that no corresponding review was made on the contract sum to give a value for money. That the issue presented to this petition have been raised with the relevant bodies, including the county government of Kajiado, but our issue have not been addressed. That none of the issues raised in this petition are pending before any court of law, constitutional, or any other legal body. That consequently, the petitioners pray that the Senate investigate this matter with a view to ensure that the value put on the market was fully utilized prior to traders being allowed to use the market, and recommend a foolproof management system of municipal urban areas projects which are funded through third-party collaborations and national government guaranteed loans or grants. This may include, but not limited to, total financial accountability of municipality to county assemblies as required by the PFM Act. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senators, kindly have your seats. Honorable Senators, pursuant to Standing Order 237, I shall now allow comments, observations, or clarifications in relation to the petition for not more than 30 minutes. The floor is now open. Senator Beatrice.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me the chance. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the petition by one Ann Gitao on behalf of Kajiado Municipality, Municipality Clothes Market Traders, concerning the refurbishment and the expansion of Kajiado Municipality. Mr. Speaker, the Urban Areas and Cities Act provided for the creation of municipalities in our counties. And Honorable Speaker, the municipalities, as they were, are supposed to be points of growth in our counties. Honorable Speaker, the scenario in Kajiado Municipality is not only peculiar to Kajiado County, but it is the same story that could be elsewhere. Honorable Speaker, a municipality or a market as it is cannot only be the buildings, but a municipality is about the services that are supposed to be offered to our people. There must be a provision for fresh produce area. We must have a provision for shops, small shops, for restaurants, for sanitation, for where our people can sell their clothes, for stormwater drainage, as the Senator has stated. Honorable Speaker, if a municipality is established and these services are not able to be provided to our people, then that is very unfair. And Honorable Speaker, you find that a market is established and yet funds are provided for it. And Honorable Speaker, whether they are county funds or World Bank funds, it is important that these funds are put to use. And Honorable Speaker, may I also give the story of Bay County, where I come from, the same story as Kajiado County. We have a great market in Mbita town, which has recently also been given as a municipality. A market was established there. Funds were put there, Honorable Speaker, and you find the state of the market very deplorable. Our people do not have the provision of even the drainage system in the market. When it rains, as it is raining now, Honorable Speaker, the state of Mbita market is deplorable. Honorable Speaker, in the same county, we have Oyugi's municipality. A market has been was being put there at a cost of over 360 million, Honorable Speaker. And it is pathetic that none other than the head of state came to Bay and leaders provided the issue of Oyugi's municipality. And the head of state made a commitment to the leadership of Bay. But up to date, Honorable Speaker, you find that nothing has happened. Honorable Speaker, we cannot have a situation where funds are given, markets are established, and all we see are incomplete buildings and incomplete facilities dotted all over the county. And so I support this, the petition, and I want to ask that this issue must be looked into, and we must get what were the original facilities that the Kajiado municipality market was supposed to give. And so far, we must get a commitment from the person that was given to this work as to when he's going to complete this work. I support this petition.
Senator Chirange.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to support this petition. And Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to thank Senator Seki, the Senator of Kajiado. The issue, Mr. Speaker, sir, as I commend, I want also to welcome my brother, Speaker Kevin Katisia, the Speaker of Kitui County Assembly, and his team to the Senate. Speaker Katisia is a very good friend of mine, and he knows that I'm one of the best champions of MCS in the country at the moment. So, Speaker, I want to support by saying the following. Markets are very important, Mr. Speaker. For some of us who do shopping for grocery, most of these markets, when you walk there, Mr. Speaker, it is in dilapidated and pathetic condition, Mr. Speaker. Especially, Mr. Speaker, in most of our towns. Mr. Speaker, we must agree, because most of these diseases, Mr. Speaker, I saw the other day, there was an outbreak of cholera, Mr. Speaker, sir. It's because of dilapidated and pathetic markets that we are talking about, Mr. Speaker. When you go here to Kikomba, Mr. Speaker, very early in the morning, across many markets, Mr. Speaker, you find women, men, and young people waking up as early as 4 a.m. to use those markets. Mr. Speaker, the sad state of affairs is most of these markets do not have the proper design, where they have even alleys, Mr. Speaker, of evacuation in case of fire, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, Most of these markets are very dirty. They don't have running water. They are not designed properly, that in case of a fire outbreak, and we have seen in a number of occasions here in Nairobi, Kikomba to be specific, there have always been an outbreak of fires, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, this petition, Mr. Speaker, is very timely. I hope the people of Kajiado, Mr. Speaker, and ask county governments to prioritize building of markets. Mr. Speaker, as you are aware, the Kenya Kwanza government, led by His Excellency the President, Dr. William RUTO, has shown an indication that at least every city, including Nairobi, including Mombasa, Mr. Speaker, will get a story markets because of the space, the limited space, Mr. Speaker. In fact, in my county, Mr. Speaker, also, where I come from, the Kapsabet main market, Mr. Speaker, there is no water. There is no toilets, Mr. Speaker. There is no electricity, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Chirange, would you wish to be informed?
Point of order or information?
Point of information.
Okay, you can inform me today only.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wanted to inform the Honorable Senator from Nandi that Mombasa already has a storage market. Kongoya market has a storage facility, so there's no problem with Mombasa.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, and thank you, Senator Faki, for that information. Mr. Speaker, you know, Senator Faki, I was his chair, and I can see he's learning very quickly.
Just proceed.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, it was on a light touch. Mr. Speaker, as much as we have Kongoya market, we can still add others because we want Mombasa to be the city. Mr. Speaker, as I was saying in conclusion, for example, my own main market, Kapsabet Town Market, Mr. Speaker, is in pathetic condition. The workers there don't have running water. There is no electricity. There is no way of collecting garbage, Mr. Speaker. The market that we have was built even in pre-colonial times, Mr. Speaker. And you can imagine, and I know most of the towns across the country, Mr. Speaker, most of the markets, including what the petition of Kajiado has been, Mr. Speaker. And you find these are hard-working women, Mr. Speaker. And the sad thing, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, is these market women, men, and others who work in our markets, they pay taxes to counties, Mr. Speaker. They pay for permit, they pay for licensing, Mr. Speaker. But unfortunately, there is a lot of dereliction by most of the county governments because I believe the issue of markets, Mr. Speaker, is within the domain and the purview of most of the county governments, Mr. Speaker. So with those very, very remarks, I congratulate Senator Seki, and we hope that when this petition will be, the report will be given back to the petitioners, Mr. Speaker, and the area senator and the Senate, we shall be able to have a progress, have a more modern market in Kajiado that will continue to serve the mama mbogas and the traders of that region. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Oroba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support the statement on the Kajiado Municipality clothes market. Mr. Speaker.
What is your point of order, Senator?
Mr. Speaker, did you see what the senator for Mandela just did? He crossed from that side to this side, actually looking at you. Then when he had me standing on a point of order, he went to the bar. Mr. Speaker, can you want the senator for Mandela to behave in a manner that suggests that he's a senior leader in this house?
Senator Roba, you stand cautioned for the day. Proceed, Senator Roba.
Yes, I rise to support the petition for the Kajiado Municipality Clothes Market. Mr. Speaker, my contribution towards this mainly is to point out that while we are actually striving to ensure that we have marketplaces for our traders, Mr. Speaker, there has been a common theme that once the market has actually, the tender has been put out and it has been awarded, there's always delays. In different parts of the country, there's always delays on the execution of the construction, and at one point, the value adds are actually scaled down, Mr. Speaker, and then you end up with a structure that is not really what was proposed in the budget. This is actually not the first time that this kind of thing has happened. It is a common let's say, habit that is out there, that people now, tenderpreneurs, actually take advantage of these tenders of markets. Mr. Speaker, I also want to add in that there are so many proposals of marketplaces, but they do not actually focus on what the traders are looking for. So you find that in the market that is being proposed, it is actually put way far away from the traders. And most of the times, once the building is complete, then you actually don't have any traders wanting to be in that market. We have had situations from Kisii County and even here in Nairobi County where once the market is complete, the traders don't want to be in it because the proximity of the clients and them is actually not economically viable. So, Mr. Speaker, even as we are ensuring that we play oversight on some of these projects, I think it is also imperative that it's high time that we consider having public participation before we put out these big proposals of markets to ensure that we are actually meeting the needs of the scalers, Mr. Speaker. And also, in conclusion, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to say that as the Kenya Kwanza government is striving to ensure that we give to the electorate what we promised in terms of even the mama mboga and the small scale traders, that we adopt some of the international standards that we have on the markets. If you go to a country like Ghana, you will see that they try as much as possible to have markets that are within the reach from the clients to the traders. You have an example of a market in Ghana, in Accra, called Makola Market, where traders even now want to invest into the market because it is meeting the needs of the traders. So, Mr. Speaker, I rise to support, and I hope that we can actually ensure that something is done so that the market is complete.
Senator Wambua.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to also make a comment on this petition. First of all, Mr. Speaker, is to thank the petitioners for choosing to bring this matter to the floor of the Senate. It is in itself, Mr. Speaker, a manifestation of the faith and confidence that the people of Kajiado have in this Senate, and that they believe that this matter will be better canvassed here. But, Mr. Speaker, without going into the details of this petition, there is a matter that, as the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, we need to address ourselves to. There are issues, Mr. Speaker, that are coming before us, which in my very honest and humble opinion, should actually be first canvassed within the county assemblies. And I say this for a reason, Mr. Speaker. One of the roles and the responsibilities of the Senate is to help build the capacity of our respective county assemblies, so that on matters that county assemblies can handle, then those matters are handled there, and if they are not resolved, then they can come to the Senate and then we can deal with them. The Speaker, I support the petition, and I hope that the committee to which then this petition will be forwarded will do a good job and ensure that justice is done. Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, while I was away undertaking other national issues, dealing with important issues of this nation, a delegation visited this Senate from Kitui County Assembly. Mr. Speaker, if you allow me a minute, I want to take this opportunity.
Proceed, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to take this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to warmly welcome the visiting delegation from Kitui County, led by our able Speaker, Speaker Kevin Kinengo. Mr. Speaker, for the information of this House, Speaker Kevin Kinengo is the youngest speaker in the county assemblies in Kenya. He is doing a good job with his team. And as Speaker, I want to take this opportunity to warmly welcome them in the Senate. to see the floor on which their senator excels and does good things for the county of Kitui. The Speaker, with those remarks, I welcome them and I thank you.
Honorable Senators, having utilized fully the 30 minutes allowable under Standing Order 237, we proceed to make the following directives. Senator Boni, kindly have your seat. Senator Chirangere, Senator Wambua. That pursuant to Standing Order 238-1, the petition should be committed to the relevant standing committee for its consideration. In this case, I direct that the petition be committed to the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations. 2, in terms of Standing Order 238-2, the committee is required in not more than 60 calendar days from the time of reading this prayer to respond to the petitioner by way of report addressed to the petitioner and laid on the table of the Senate. Next order. Before the clerk calls the next order, have a seat, Senator Chimera. Before the clerk calls the next order, honorable senators, pursuant to Standing Order 45-2, I will proceed to arrange the sequence of today's business. We will proceed with order number 11 and 12, and then we resume the normal business as outlined in today's order. Clerk, kindly proceed to call that order.
Order number 11, the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, Senate Bills number 3 of 2023, second reading, division. Order number 12, motion, adoption of the report of the Select Committee on Delegated Legislation on its consideration of the statutory instruments exemption from expiry regulations 2022, division.
Sergeant at Arms, kindly ring the division bell for 5 minutes. Sergeant at Arms, kindly close the doors. Order members, order members. Sergeant at Arms, kindly close the doors and draw the bar. Honorable Senators, kindly have your seats. Senator Joyce and Mofire, you can extend your talk after the hours of the House. Now, honorable senators, I put the question that the Senate adopt the report of the Select Committee on delegated it's 12. No, but this is what you call. This is what you call. I called vote. Okay. Should we start with one? No. Order, senators. We do have two bills that we proceed for division, and therefore we are going to start with the order number 11, which is the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, Senate Bills number 3 of 2023. So, honorable senators, I now proceed to put the question that the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, Senate Bills number 3 of 2023, be now read a second time. Now, honorable senators, voting is going to be done electronically, and therefore I direct that you all log out. Just log out. And the Sergeant at Arms, kindly proceed to secure the cards that are still logged in. Sergeant at Arms, just pull all the cards that are still in the delegates' holds. Now, Sergeant at Arms, have you pulled out the cards? Sergeant at Arms, are you done pulling out the cards? Good. Honorable senators, you may now log in. You may now log in. Senator Morango. You're out of order, and I've cautioned you for the day. That is your first caution for the day. Honorable senators, I want to believe that you're now logged in. Good. Once you're ready, Senator, Commissioner, where is he? But she has no vote. She has no vote, so honorable senators, you can now proceed to vote by either pressing yes or no, or you abstain. Kindly proceed to vote. Clerk. Honorable Senators, the technology has today failed us, and therefore we shall proceed to vote manually. I will therefore direct the clerk to read the names of the senators in alphabetical order, because voting shall be done by roll call. Clerk, proceed. Now, to save time, because we had intended to take 2 minutes in these two divisions, but we may end up taking a while. Now, to save time, I will put the question for the second division, so that when your name is called, you vote twice. You vote on the first, on the equalization, and also vote for the other division. That way we'll be able to save time. So, honorable senators, allow me to put the question. That the Senate adopt the report of the Select Committee on delegated legislation on its consideration of the statutory instruments, exemption from expiry regulations 2022, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 28th March 2023, and that pursuant to Section 18 of the Statutory Instruments Act, resolved to annul in its entirety the statutory instruments exemption from expiry regulations, legal notice 217 of 2022. So let's proceed to appoint tellers for the nose and for the ayes. Who is the teller for the nose? The teller for the nose. Okay, Chimera and Hamida. Chimera for the... So Hamida is the teller for the nose, and Oroba is the teller for the eyes. Clerk, you can proceed to call the names, yeah?
Roll call division. Senator Abbas Sheikh Mohammed, Wajir County. But we have mobile ones. We have mobile ones.
Clerk, can you make available the mobile mics? And clerk, when I rise, I wish to see the head of IT. This cannot be tolerated.
Say yes, yes.
So capture.
Honorable Speaker, I support the Constitution Fund and I say yes.
The report, yes to the two.
There are two. Oh, you want to adopt that one? Okay, I also adopt I vote yes for the adoption.
Honorable senators, to save. Just say I vote yes for the two bills. Let's avoid. One is a report.
Yeah.
I vote yes for the bill.
Honorable Speaker.
You've done it already, Senator Abbas. You've done it very well.
Senator Adandulo Fatuma, Isiolo County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the bill and yes also for the report.
Senator Boy Isa Juma, Kwale County.
Mr. Speaker, Kwale County vote yes for the two bills.
Senator Cherarkey Samson, Nandi County.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of delegation of Nandi, I vote yes for the report and yes for the bill. Thank you.
Senator Cheruiyot Aaron Kipkirui, Kericho County. Senator Chute Mohammed Said, Marsabit County.
Yes for the bill, yes for the report.
Senator Chesang Alan Kiprotich, Trans Nzoia County. It's not there. Senator Ekomwa James Lomenen, Turkana County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the bill and I vote yes for the report.
Senator Haji Abdul Mohammed, Garissa County. Senator Kajwang Moses Otieno, Homa Bay County.
Honorable Speaker, Homa Bay County consciously vote yes, yes.
Senator Kamau Joseph Githuku, Lamu County. Iko. I see. Senator Kamau Joseph Githuku. Senator Kadhuri Murungi, Meru County.
I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Keroche Tabitha Karanja, Nakuru County. Senator Boni Khalwale, Kakamega County.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report by delegation committee.
Senator Kipkiro William Cheptumo, Baringo County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Kisang William Kipkemoi, Elgeyo Marakwet County.
The Speaker, Elgeyo Marakwet County delegation votes yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Lelegwe Steve Lutumbesi, Samburu County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the bill and I vote yes for the report.
Senator Maanzo Daniel Kitonga, Makwiny County. Senator Mazayo Stewart Machiru, Kilifi County. Senator Mandago Jackson Kiplagat, Uasin Gishu County. Senator Medhu John Muhia, Nyandarua County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the bill and I vote yes for the report.
Senator Mogeni Eric Okongo, Nyamira County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Mundigi Alexander Munyi, Embu County.
Embu County, no. Embu County, no.
For which one? There are two divisions. Or both? Senator Mungatana Danson Buya, Tana River County. Senator Murango James Kamau, Kirinyaga County.
I vote yes for the bill and yes for the yes, both.
Senator Mudhama Agnes Kavindu, Machakos County.
Mr. Speaker, Machakos votes yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Mwaruma Jones Mwashushe, Taita Taveta County. Mike, use mic.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the report and no for the bill.
Senator Mwenda Gataya Mofaya, Tharaka Nithi County.
Honorable Speaker, I vote yes for the bill, yes for the report.
Senator Mwinyihaji Mohamed Faki, Mombasa County.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Nderitu John Kinyua, Laikipia County. Senator Ngugi Joe Nyutu, Murang'a County. Senator Ojienda Odhiambo Tom, Kisumu County.
for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Oginga Oburu, Siaya County.
Mr. Speaker, sir, Siaya County votes yes for the bill and also yes for the report.
Senator Okech, Eddie Gicheru, Migori County.
Mr. Speaker, Migori votes yes for the bill and votes yes for the report.
Senator Okoiti Andrew Omtata, Busia County.
Busia votes yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Ledama Olekina, Narok County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Onyonka Richard Momoima, Kisii County.
Mr. Speaker, Kisii votes yes for the bill and yes for the report. Thank you.
Senator Osoti Godfrey Atieno, Vihiga County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the report and I reluctantly vote yes for the bill.
Senator Recha Julius Murgor, West Pokot County. Senator Roba Ali Ibrahim, Mandera County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report. Thank you.
Senator Seki Lenku Olekanar, Kajiado County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the report and yes for the bill.
Senator Sifuna Edwin Watenya, Nairobi County.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, although we don't get the equalization fund, Nairobi votes yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Langwa Paul Karungo, Kiambu County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for Oruoba. Mr. Speaker, for equalization bill, I vote yes. For the statutory instrument, I vote yes.
Senator Wafula David Wakoli, Bungama County.
Kwa niaba ya uzito na watu wa heshima wa Bungoma kwa mswada na piga ndio, na vile vile kwa ripoti na piga ndio.
Senator Wakili Hilary Kiprotich, Sigei, Bomet County. It's not there. Senator Wamatinga Wahome, Nyeri County.
Mr. Speaker, sir, Nyeri County votes for the report yes, and Nyeri County votes for the bill yes.
Senator Wambua Enoch Kio, Kitui County.
The Speaker, for and on behalf of the great people of Kitui County, I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Haya. No, look again.
You're done?
Honorable Senators, the voting is now complete and the results are in, and they are as follows. The results on the division on the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, ayes 32, noes 2, abstention 0. So the ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to authorize the issue of a sum of money out of the Equalization Fund and its application towards the service of the year ending 30th June 2023 to appropriate that sum for certain public basic services and for connected purposes.
The results on the report are as follows: ayes 33, noes 1, abstention 0. So the ayes have it. Sergeant at Arms, you may now draw back the bar and open the doors. Clerk, resume the sequence that we had adopted prior to rearranging the order paper and proceed to call the next order.
Order number 5, papers.
The majority leader.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, 4th May 2023. 1. The report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of the Kiambu County Education Bursary Fund for the year ended 30 June 2022. And 2. The report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of the Limuru Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30 June 2022.
The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism, kindly proceed to lay your paper.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the trade on the table on the Senate today, the 4th May 2023, a report of the Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism concerning its consideration of the Startup Bill, Senate Bill number 14 of 2022.
Next order, clerk.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
A statement pursuant to Standing Order 52-1, the Honorable Senator Catherine Muma. Senators, you can log in again. I think the system is back so that I can be able to pick your name from the dashboard. Proceed, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 52-1 to make a statement on a matter of general topical concern, namely neglected tropical diseases that affect over 1 billion people globally and are responsible for significant morbidity and mortality. Mr. Speaker, the Constitution of Kenya under Article 43 and Section 5 of the Health Act provide for the right to the highest attainable standard of health that includes access to promotive, preventive, curative, palliative, and rehabilitative services. Further, Section 4 obligates the state, specifically national government, ministry responsible for health, to observe, respect, protect, promote, and fulfill the right to the highest attainable standard of health by developing policies, laws, and other measures necessary to protect, promote, improve, and maintain the health and well-being of every person. Mr. Speaker, neglected tropical diseases are a diverse group of diseases prevalent in tropical and subtropical regions, and their focality characterizes them. Hence, mortality and morbidity vary substantially from one place to another because of diverse local factors such as prevention measures in place, access to health services, economic status, and socio-cultural aspects of the affected communities. Mr. Speaker, approximately 25 million Kenyans suffer from at least one neglected tropical disease, mostly the poor and vulnerable. Kenya is yet to eliminate NTDs because 17 of the 20 conditions presently categorized as NTDs are still endemic in the country. Mr. Speaker, I wish to request the Senate to note that the national and county governments need to invest in mapping some of the neglected tropical diseases and provide resources for prevention, management, control, and eradication of these diseases on the national to meet also the global targets. Mr. Speaker, there is evidence that control of these diseases can contribute directly to achieving achieving several sustainable development goals, including the one on health and particularly universal health care. Mr. Speaker, the country was certified by WHO. The country was certified by WHO as Guinea Worm Free in February 2018, and the ministry is developing elimination dossiers for lymphatic filariasis, onchocerciasis, trachoma, and human African trypanosomiasis. The control of the elimination of NTDs, as outlined in the Kenya Breaking Transmission, and relies on 4 key actions, namely extensive community treatment, water sanitation and hygiene, behavior change communication, and vector control, among others. I therefore call upon the Senate Committee on Health to seek evidence with the Cabinet Secretary of Ministry of Health on the issue of division of vector-borne and NTDs, and develop a definite program to ensure that the country focuses on eliminating NTDs. And this will entail a continued and further research on NTDs to ensure the status of interventions, the funding situations, plans for inclusion of NTDs in UHC agenda, investment in WASH and NTD endemic areas, investment in Leave No One Behind, and the commitment by the National Ministry to launch and support the implementation of the NTD Master Plan for 2023-2027. Mr. Speaker, they need also to ensure they take necessary measures to guarantee the NTD eradication and control nationally. And Mr. Speaker, to seek a statement that they will take necessary measures to implement the WHO roadmap on neglected tropical diseases, which is set out in the global targets to which we have signed. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Statement pursuant to Standing Order 53-1, the Honourable Senator Esther Okenyuri.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Request for statement on delayed payment of teachers who invigilated and marked the 2022 KCP and KCSE examinations. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Education regarding payment of teachers who invigilated and marked the 2022 Kenya Certificate of Primary Education and the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education examinations. In the statement, the committee should, 1, explain why the Kenya National Examination Council has not paid the teachers who supervised, invigilated, and marked the 2022 KCP and KCSE exams despite concluding the exercise more than 4 months ago. 2, state the steps NEC intends to take to have the teachers paid without any further delays. And 3, recommend long-term redress measures to ensure that NEC makes timely payment to the teachers whom it contracts for supervision, invigilation, and marking of national examinations. Thank you.
Senator Onyonka. Why do senators log in and then just walk out? Senator Wafula.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa nafasi hii ningependa kuchangia hoja ya Seneta Okenyuri kwamba walimu wa nchi hii wamekuwa kichekeleo katika jamii. Ukiangalia jinsi taasisi inayohusika na masuala ya walimu huharakisha, hawapi nafasi walimu kufanya kazi zao za ziada ili kuongeza kipato. Ukiangalia jinsi walimu hawa wamekuwa wakisahisha mitihani hii na mchakato mzima, inastahili kwamba serikali iwe imetenga fedha kuwalipa walimu hawa baada ya kazi zao. Baadhi ya hawa walimu wana mikopo kwenye benki na mashirika, na ni jambo la busara serikali kulipa walimu kwa kazi ambayo wamefanya. Kando na kulipa kwa kusahisha, ni walimu hawa ambao hufunza wanafunzi ambao ubobea na kupata matokeo ambayo wafurahisha wengi. Sasa mimi najiunga na seneta mwenzangu hapa na mimi kama mwalimu kurai Wizara ya Elimu na taasisi husika ya mitihani kwamba iwapo wataandaa mitihani lazima waandae pesa ziwe tayari kuwalipa walimu hawa pindi wanapomaliza shughuli ya kusahisha mtihani. Na jambo hili Mheshimiwa Spika linaendelea kudhihirika katika idara ama tume ya kusimamia mipaka na kura, kwa sababu wale ambao vile vile walisimamia kura za useneta wa Bungoma na maeneo mengi hapa nchini vile vile wanaendelea kupiga miao na kupanguza machozi, ili hali sisi kama viongozi na serikali hatutazami vilio vyao kama Wakenya ambao wanastahili kulipwa kwa jasho lao. Naomba serikali na taasisi husika walipe walimu, walipe wale waliohusika kwa kura, ili Kenya nzima mfumo wa chini juu uweze kudhihirika jinsi tunavyotekeleza majukumu yetu. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Senator Beatrice.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to support the statement by Senator Esther. Honorable Speaker, some of us have been teachers, and we know the role teachers play in the invigilation and the marking of exams. And Honorable Speaker, it's unfortunate that the results are already celebrated nationally, and a number of people are excited by the results they get. But, Honorable Speaker, failure to pay these invigilators is actually showing that there's no gratitude to the teachers and through the process of marking. Honorable Speaker, all of us know that teachers make a lot of sacrifice when they go for the marking of these exams, and it is a national duty, Honorable Speaker. And so once this work is done and the results are out, it is only important and human that the teachers are paid in time. Honorable Speaker, it looks like the education fraternity has a lot of problems, Honorable Speaker. As we sit here, Honorable Speaker, and I keep on saying that the junior secondary school is really in problems, Honorable Speaker. That, Honorable Speaker, teachers that are teaching our students that have joined this system have not been adequately prepared. There's mass and preparedness of teachers for this junior secondary, Honorable Speaker. The facilities that are there are inadequate, Honorable Speaker. And so the country and the government must pay attention to the education fraternity. Honorable Speaker, even at university education, we already know the going-ons. And if we follow university education, the universities are laying their lecturers off. What does this portend for our country, Honorable Speaker? I support this, and I say teachers who have done their work at individuation must be paid in time because the output is already there. And Honorable Speaker, thank you for the time. I support.
Senator Mundigi.
Bwana Spika, naunga Senator Esther Okinyuri mkono kwa vile amechangia mambo ya walimu. Mtu wa kuheshimika katika Kenya ni mwalimu, kwa sababu tunajua kule mashinani anafanya kazi yote. Pia tukifika mambo ya elimu huwa anafunza kutoka mtoto wa chini mpaka wa juu, na tukisikia pahali anapata maruvuruvu ni wakati shule imefungwa, anaenda kusimamia mambo ya mtihani na mambo ya uchaguzi. Na tunastuka sana kama serikali ya Kenya haijawalipa, tunaomba iwalipe, kwa sababu hata mwalimu tunasikia vile amenyanyashwa. Kama ni mambo ya kwenda kufunza palibali anapata shinda, na wakati amepata marufuku kidogo anaenda kuangalia kwa mwezi mmoja, wakati amefunga shule amewacha watoto yake apati hela zile amefanyia kazi. Kwa hivyo naunga mkono ifanywe upelelezi kuonekane ni kwa nini, na kwa sababu ya siku kidogo ionekane vile ataregeshwa pesa zake. Asante Bwana Spika.
Senator Ledama.
Mr. Speaker, there's a saying that says what is good for the goose is good for the gander. When any government institution is owed money, they rush into charging penalties and interest. I think that situation should be the same when it comes to the issue of paying teachers who take their time to go through papers and mark papers. And actually, in this case, it's even tougher because, Mr. Speaker, students pay to be able to take that exam. So the money is there. This is an issue that the Kenya National Examination Council is notorious. It has always delayed these payments. I want to request that this statement, Mr. Speaker, should go to an extent of the sponsor of that statement sponsoring a motion so that this House can pronounce itself. Because this House only pronounces itself through motions and bills. Sometimes when you look at the issue of the statement, yes, we will invite the Minister for Education and say, why is it that the Kenya National Examination Council is dilly-dallying when it comes to the issue of reimbursing teachers who have paid? So that we can have a finality on this issue. I think the most logical way is to be able to peg this with the amount of money which is paid by the students for them to take that exam. Those students don't take that exam. You know, in other jurisdictions, Mr. Speaker, if you lease an apartment, you put down a deposit, and that deposit is put in an escrow account. So the day when you're leaving, that escrow account is the one where your money, you get your money. So I think we need to be a bit creative and say that this money which is paid by the students to be able to take an exam, part of that money which is earmarked or budgeted to be used to pay for the teachers should be put in a special account and then it is actually, devolved further. You'll be surprised. These are sometimes primary school teachers. We are already paying them peanuts. We pay them peanuts. We don't really give a hoot in hell about their welfare. Yet that little amount of money that they take the time, they use their brain for them to be able to make ends meet or be able to sponsor one of their relatives to go to school, that money is delayed. Mr. Speaker, I want us to put ourselves in the shoes of those teachers. Suppose when we sit in this house, our sitting allowance is delayed. All of us will be complaining and will not be able to do anything. So I think I would like to request the sponsor of that statement to consider bringing a motion so that we have that issue in finality. And that motion should not only be passed here, but look for a brother or a sister in the lower house so that concurrently we can have these motions and this house can pronounce itself when it comes to issues of remunerations. So, Mr. Speaker, I support and I thank the Senator for bringing that matter to the attention of the Senate.
We move to the next statement. Senator Kathuri.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Loans, Transportation and Housing on concerns over reports of harassment and mistreatment of passengers carrying Miraa while traveling on the Standard Gauge Railway SGR. In the statement, the committee should, number 1, state the justification for the harassment and mistreatment of passengers carrying Miraa on the Standard Gauge Rail are not consuming it there alone. Given that Miraa is recognized as a cash crop under the Crops Act of 2013 and is not listed as a prohibited item in the Madaraka Express passenger service conditions of carriage. Number 2, indicate the measures in place by the management of SGR to improve professionalism in their client services in light of reported incidents of passengers being mistreated. And number 3, state the steps the management of SGR is taking to ensure that its services remain attractive and competitive. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Chirange.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, I want to support Senator Katuri for this wonderful statement. The issue of Miraa is very critical. It's one of the cash crop, Mr. Speaker, sir, and it's an important cash crop in the Meru community. So, Speaker, sir, it's very unfortunate that when we want to take our goods and services through SGR to offset the loan that was taken through Exim Bank and the China, as famously known as the road to Shanghai, Mr. Speaker, it is unfortunate that there is harassment. Mr. Speaker, we have had cases where people who run the SGR, including foreign nationals, what we call them expatriates, because I've always wondered what type of expatriates that come and collect fare as if we have to import everything from China. Mr. Speaker, sir, and this is not only about Miraa farmers and Miraa traders, Mr. Speaker. It's also about Kenyans that have been harassed, Mr. Speaker. There was cases where a number of workers that work with SGR were harassed until they were thrown out by the Chinese nationals who run SGR, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, Miraa is a very critical and cash crop. It is the blood lifeline of the people, especially from Mount Kenya, specifically Meru County, Mr. Speaker. I normally see, Mr. Speaker, when they come to Nairobi, I'm told they don't have breaks. But I want to believe they do, especially when they carry their Miraa to Nairobi through these double helix pickups, Mr. Speaker, that they do it in a supersonic speed, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when you see the tax, the turnover, and there was an agreement between Kenya and Somaliland to expose Miraa, Mr. Speaker, and it's a very important consumable, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I urge the Minister of Agriculture, Senator Mithika Linturi, former senator of the current CS of Agriculture, fortunately comes from Meru County. Mr. Speaker, I ask the CS in charge of Treasury. Mr. Speaker, we are looking at 3.6 trillion we have a deficit budget of around 800 billion. If we harass the Miraa farmers and Miraa business people through the SGR, Mr. Speaker, I'm worried that will not raise the necessary revenue, Mr. Speaker. At one time, the President of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan, said, when you are collecting that tax and you go and close that business, when the next, how will you collect the same tax, Mr. Speaker? It's like killing a cow that you are supposed to milk. Where will you get the milk that you will milk for your children, Mr. Speaker? So I condemn those harassment for the Miraa business people. Mr. Speaker, in fact, as we proceed on recess, I request that you direct the committee give us a progress report. If it means the Committee of Trade and Agriculture to do it jointly and visit and ascertain these allegations of harassment of the Miraa, Mr. Speaker. And this government, Mr. Speaker, came through a guarantee minimum returns. And one of the guarantee minimum returns were including Miraa farmers, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I support our Deputy Speaker and look forward that the Miraa issue will be resolved once and for all, and our empathies to many traders that have been harassed, yet they want to do clean business and give us revenue to our country. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
We move to the next statement. Senator Mundigi.
Request for statement on lack of branch connecting Embu and Kitui counties on the Tana River. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Loans, Transportation and Housing regarding construction of a branch on Tana River at Kiromboko crossing in Kiambere Ward, Embu County, connecting to Kitui County. In the statement, the committee should, 1, apprise the Senate on the current state of road infrastructure connecting Embu County and Kitui County on the southernmost boundary of Embu County along River Tana. State whether there is any feasibility study that has been done by relevant government agencies on the socio-economic benefit of constructing a branch linking Embu and Kitui counties via Kiromboko crossing through Kamugongo, Muinge Town, Road, and 3. State when the government will provide funds to construct this motorable branch at Kiromboko crossing to prevent further loss of lives, and 4, spell out interim measures put in place to improve transportation and connectivity between Embu and Kitui counties on the Tana River in order for the residents to continue with their livelihoods without endangering their lives. Senator Embu County, Alexander Mundigi.
Next statement by Senator Mwenda Gataya.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to request for a statement on the state of electricity and the connectivity in Tharaka Nithi County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Energy regarding connectivity of electricity in Tharaka Nithi County. In the statement, Honorable Speaker, sir, the committee should state the steps the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum and the Kenya Power and Lighting Company are taking to address the long restorations, times following power blackouts, and difficulty access to electricity lines by residents in Tharaka Nithi County. 2, the same committee, Honorable Speaker, is supposed to report on connectivity levels of the last mile connectivity projects in the county, proposing long-term solutions to improve the reliability of power supply in the county. 3, Honorable Speaker, The committee should explain plans to improve electricity connectivity in rural areas of this county by the Rural Electrification and Renewable Energy Corporation, that is REREC, the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum and Kenya Power, stating ongoing works, if any. The same committee, Honorable Speaker, should appraise the Senate of plans in place to set up a substation at Kadwana and Ngorok areas and the completion of upgrade works at the Marima substation to improve power supply quality, giving timelines and the contingency plans to minimize downtimes during the upgrade, and 5, state measures, if any, to address frequent power interruptions and damage to the power lines occasioned by heavy vegetation along the high and the low voltage power lines. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Senator Mwenda Gataya Mofaya, Tharaka Nithi County.
Next is a statement by Senator Minda Kibwana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My statement is on the status of the multi-billion shilling medical equipment services MES leased to counties. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health regarding the status of the multi-billion shilling medical equipment services, that is MES, leased to the counties. In the statement, the committee should provide an update of the status of the multi-billion shilling medical equipment services leased to counties, detail the terms of the contract the government signed on behalf of the counties, stating the amount that was agreed upon and the amount paid since project inception. Number 2, disclose whether the project was tendered, stating who bid and who won the bids and the cost of the award, and further disclose the contracts each county signed. Number 3, state the number of equipment delivered and installed in each of the counties. Number 4, shed light on alleged reports of a government's decision to abandon the project, stating the implications of this decision on the provision of specialized healthcare services, provided the criteria used in arriving at the said decision. Providing the criteria used in arriving at the said decision. Number 5, disclose the state of Kenya shillings 5.8 billion that had been allocated for the project, detailing how the funds will now be utilized in light of the reports to abandon the project. Number 6, disclose the particulars of a payment of Kenya shillings 3.6 billion disbursed between July and August 2022, disclosing the company it was paid to and for which equipment per county. Number 7, disclose the anticipated cost of leasing the equipment per county per month, since the initial value was decided based on a group of counties, giving the criteria for the basis. And the last but not the least, ascertain the viability of counties to engage with the contractors individually, stating whether this engagement threatens the continuity of the project. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I thought you had two statements, Senator Aminda. There's another one I saw here. Or is the same one? Or is the same? No, it's the same. It's all the services, the same statement. It was not signed. Let us get at least two comments. That's those figures you have quoted are missing. Yes, Senator Renda Maurekina.
Mr. Speaker, the reason why I'm smiling is because this is one of the most controversial programs in the history of the healthcare in this country. Mr. Speaker, in the last Senate, we dwelled on this matter, including setting up an ad hoc committee, I believe, to investigate on the MES medical scheme. Mr. Speaker, we traveled to different parts of this country, and we were able to, at least then, Mr. Speaker, we were not traveling on SGR, where people who are traveling with the SGR are denied an opportunity to travel carrying Miraa or carrying alcohol. And that's, Mr. Speaker, is a very serious matter, and I wanted to comment on it. But I really wish that we can be able to review those policies, because SGR is being paid for by taxpayers' money. But as I comment on this statement, Mr. Speaker, I really do hope, and I say this with a lot of humility. And earlier on, Mr. Speaker, I was commending, and I'm thanking you for bringing that statement on people who are being curtailed and being refused to live their life in public transportation. I think that is something that we must deal with. But this issue of the medical equipment scheme, it is an issue that is controlled by a cabal or a cartel, people who have invested billions of shillings in this industry, people who have been able to use their brains to be able to go to countries abroad and sign deal with manufacturing. Mr. Speaker, when you look at the whole thing, and I thank Senator Amide for bringing up that matter again, but I want to invite my dear sister to go to the research office here and collect the bundles of reports that we went through when we were trying to investigate the medical equipment scheme, because it's a very crazy scandal. Maybe now that we have a change of guard, things might be dealt a bit differently. There was a lot of interest in that matter. But what annoys me, or what makes my heart bleed, is the fact that any time when we talk about division of revenue, and we set aside money to be able to promote healthcare in our hospitals, that is something which is really, really saddening. Mr. Speaker, if you go to Isiolo today, if you go to Samburu, Achas Post, you will find those medical equipment schemes, those medical equipment being stashed somewhere. Those healthcare facilities or hospitals do not have electricity. Sometimes these equipment require three-phase, there is no electricity. So even when we are pumping this money to the leasing of the equipment, ultimately, you know, when it comes to leasing, at the end of the period, of the 7-year period, the equipment go back to the owners, to the manufacturers. So you ask yourself whether, was this really justifiable to spend billions of shillings to lease equipment? You don't use those equipment, because not every hospital uses. In fact, if any, I would actually say the only company that I saw having really tried as much is a company that was dealing with dialysis. That is the only company that I saw. When we travel to hospitals, we'll find a hospital with dialysis, and then now the counties will be dealing with the purchasing of all the reagents. This, Mr. Speaker, if we are really diligent, and if we care about the welfare of our people, if we care about the health of our people, because sometimes I think when we come and we are given an opportunity to represent people, we forget why God favored us, to put us here so that we fight for their rights. When we come here, it becomes all about the Benjamins, but not about the interests of the people. I want to say, if this Senate this year would care and pursue, in fact, this should not even be just a mere statement. This is one of those things where I say, let us go back into the archives, get all the reports, and now diligently pursue the process of getting up an ad hoc committee, because I sit in the health committee, and I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, we will not get any far dealing with this matter. I have a lot of confidence in the chairperson, the distinguished senator from Western Gishu County, who was actually a governor, and I'm sure he has a lot to tell us about this MES thing. But I think thinking of setting up another ad hoc committee would actually help, really. And we put men and women who cannot be approached, because we are talking about billions. If you read number 5, it says, disclose the state of the Kenya shillings 5.8 billion that had been allocated for the project, detailing how the funds will now be utilized in light of the reports to abandon the project. So the first question you ask yourself is that, has this project been abandoned? Is that money being set aside? Will that money be availed? Will those people still sue the government to be paid? Whose responsibility is it, Mr. Speaker, if the equipment is supplied to hospital and they are not utilized because the hospital does not have electricity? So investigating this matter will require for us to have a huge, sort of like the scope has got to be widened so that we know not only why these equipment were never working, whether they have been abandoned or what is going on, and whether we had the capacity to be able to absorb and to be able to utilize this equipment. Mr. Speaker, I support.
Honorable Senators, if I give you a chance, maybe kindly use 2 minutes. On this one, Senator William Kisang, want to make a comment on this statement?
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to make a comment on this one and the one for connectivity. Honorable Speaker, it's so sad that it is close to 7 years now that every year we budget and put money under the, just to go into the train in the pretext that we are leasing medical equipment. This medical equipment, I don't think there was any visibility study that was done. And this particular Minister of Health is notorious. You remember the ambulance those days, even before we came to Parliament with you, that we have the KEMSA billionaires during the COVID days. Now we have maritime equipment. And you know, people are suffering. If this money would have been used and we bought the equipment, we don't have to buy equipment for all the counties. You know, we could do the blocks, you know, a region where you have equipment to serve our people. But you see now, every year we are putting in money to manage. And we don't even know these cartels, these people, who are we paying? And then after 7 years or so, or 10 years, when the lease expires, as the Honorable Lekina has said, the equipment is supposed to go back. It should not be a lease. Then we should have then paid money to buy it over time, so that within the period of 10 years or so, the counties own the equipment. And if you remember, Honorable Speaker, the governors were up in arms those days. They were not interested. They were not involved. So, as we say, there are some senior civil servants who planned, they sit down, go outside there and negotiate with manufacturers or contractors, and then they just expose the taxpayer to continue paying year in, year out, and we don't see the benefit. It's actually almost close to, I remember the ambulances also the Linda Mama. Some of them stalled, they didn't work, and the counties never requested for them. So, Honorable Speaker, this is something that is serious. As people have said, as members have said, maybe we don't even need just a statement. We need ad hoc committee to do forensic audit, so that those who are culpable are brought to book, taken to court, and be put behind bars, Honorable Speaker. Finally, Honorable Speaker, on the connectivity, we want the Ministry of Energy to tell us exactly. There were several schemes where they had proposed to do last mile, and I know some schemes across the country were basically like terminated. So we want to know the actual status. I think basically, Honorable Speaker, I think I'll be coming up with a question so that when the CS Energy comes to the House, basically they give us a report on connectivity across country, and those counties that are low, below 10% in terms of electricity connectivity are given affirmative action like the equalization fund, so that, you know, everybody comes up and benefit, because power now, because of CBC, people require power. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Boni Kalwale.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to laud Senator Kibwana for this very important question. Maybe, Mr. Speaker, this is the time for us to ask beyond what the senator said. What happened in the handshake government? That we had the mobile clinic scandal, we had the COVID-19 stroke cancer scandal, and this scandal of specialized medical equipment. Billions of shillings were lost. Mr. Speaker, as we look forward to the answer, we hope that the statement will include findings on the role.
Just a minute, Senator Boni. What is the point of order, Senator Kadri Muma?
The point of order, Mr. Speaker, rise to challenge Honorable.
Pursuant to standing order, then proceed.
Okay, I didn't check, Mr. Speaker, but Honorable Khalwade is actually misinforming in regard to the scandal on equipment. It was not during what you so-call the handshake. The scandal on equipment happened during 2013-2017 period. Thank you.
Senator Boni Karwale, proceed. Maybe have you been? Maybe you could have said point of information to him, to the honourable senator. Proceed, honourable senator.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if her intention was to inform me, then Mr. Speaker, allow me to inform her that in the library of this Parliament, I was one of the pioneer senators who opposed the specialized medical equipment in the, I think that was the 10th Parliament, in the 11th Parliament, Mr. Speaker. So you're quite right, but what I'm saying is that probably we need to put these things together because so much money has gone down the drain. Mr. Speaker, I was saying that maybe the statement will tell us if action is being taken against senior officers at the Ministry of Health. We have seen some of the properties that have been developed that border on scandalous opulence of residences owned by people who were driving this ministry at that time. Mr. Speaker, because of the robust law on asset recovery that exists, we would like the statement to tell us whether EACC is on this matter, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as I said that there is room for us to expand, it is on record that one of the handshake brothers even promised the country that in 21 days they were going to give a full report on who the culprits were. And because it came to pass that some of the culprits were their relatives, Mr. Speaker, this country deserves an answer. And finally, Mr. Speaker, it is not enough to just wish away this equipment. Could the statement tell us whether the government is organizing itself so that at least we have regional specialized centers that can then receive this equipment, where we post the necessary specialists who can then run this equipment, because our patients, they need them. The mistake was that we took them to county hospitals. Probably if we took them to regional hospitals, Embu,
Senator Boni,
Kakamega.
kindly proceed and conclude your...
Yes, I'm concluding, Mr. Speaker. I was asking, are they going to take this equipment to regional centers so that the regional headquarters of health management in this country, running from Embu, Machakos, Mombasa, Kakamega, Kisii, Kisumu, and Nairobi, can take advantage of this? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
2 minutes, Senator Mutinda Tabitha.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support Senator Hamida's statement in regards to the special equipments, and state that as health is a devolved function in the counties, the key benefit would be when these machines and these counties and are able to have value. Money is being spent on the lease, but the value is not being felt because where the machines are lying, there is non-functionality. And so as the senator proceeds to inquire, and I'm happy because she sits also in the same committee, I would like it if in your leadership, you would offer that this matter be not just be dealt with the health committee alone, but be joined with another committee so that much more deliberation can be dealt with, and a more focused futuristic feedback would be put on table so that these machines can be able to have value. They've been leased according to agreements for a certain duration, and then there won't be more value when the lease will come to an end, and then the money that has been spent would not be felt. As a finance committee, Mr. Speaker, I want to note that in our deliberations during the DORA bill, you find that we had even suggested that this money be added to counties because where it is being spent to pay as lease to these machines, then there has not been quite value for the machines. Let me take a second and also address on your statement as far as the issue of the Miraa is concerned, and what you had stated, the challenges that are being felt, the logistical challenges at SGR. Miraa is actually a cash crop in Meru, and it adds revenue to this county, not only to the county, Mr. Speaker, but also nationally, economically. And it's so sad that it will be stated on this floor of this house that there are logistical challenges through SGR. A mode of transport, Mr. Speaker, as you know, would be more valuable to our entrepreneurs of Miraa in terms of the lead time factor, Mr. Speaker. And if this is a matter that has been offering challenges to the Miraa business people, then it's a matter that, Mr. Speaker, I support that this matter should be dealt with very urgently so that that issue we can get to the bottom of it. So some of these statements, Mr. Speaker, as much as we are narrowing them to specific committees, they should be looked at in larger perspectives, looking at long-term solutions. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, allow me to say that the statement by Mundigi in terms of the bridge Embu-Kitui, having been a student of Embu and I coming from Kitui, that is a route that in my years of learning, in my O levels, I used that route. And as at now in 2023, whereby we're still having infrastructural issues, I support Senator Mundigi in ensuring that this bridge that he had requested for the people of Kitui and for the people of Embu, that the committee that will be delegated with to speed up the matter. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Let's get the next statement by Senator Chalage. We have several, so I'll be very mean in giving comments now. We have several statements to read.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Request for statement on delay. Sorry. Mr. Speaker, sir, request for the statement on the fuel subsidy program. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Energy regarding the fuel subsidy program by the national government. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the statement, 1, the committee should, 1, state the criteria that was used in selecting the oil corporations and companies that were authorized to import fuel under the government fuel subsidy program that was in place from October 2021 until September 2022. Provide a list of all the oil companies and corporations that benefited from the fuel subsidy program, indicating the total amount of money that each company received during the said period of October 2021 to September 2022. So Speaker, sir, number 3, disclose the total pending payments as subsidy to each of the companies and corporations that imported fuel under the program. And finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, explain the measures that were put in place by Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, famously known as IPRA, to ensure consumers were cushioned against the high cost of fuel and oil products, noting that the products remain relatively high at that time of October 2021 and September 2022. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Senator Chelgei. Senator Kajiado County, Senator Seki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries regarding the impacts of recent drought on the livestock industry in Kenya. In the statement, the committee should report on the impact of the recent drought on the livestock industry, stating its effects on local and national economies. 2, explain interventions in place to mitigate effects of drought on the livestock sector in both the short and long term, spelling out immediate and sustainable interventions deployed to support the recovery of the sector from the effects of drought. The statement measures in place by the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development and sector players to urgently facilitate affected families to restock livestock in order to minimize the negative effects of the drought and stabilize the meat supply chain. And 4, explore the possible and affordable access to credit and livestock owners and an emergency fund to be advanced by government to livestock owners to aid in mitigating current and future effects of drought in the livestock sector. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Next is Senator Aminda Kibwana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My statement is on medical staff working in more than one hospital. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health regarding medical staff working in more than one hospital in Nairobi County. In the statement, the committee should, number 1, provide a list of medical staff working in public and private hospitals, segregating this list into those on permanent, on contract, and those working on locums in Nairobi County. Number 2, table existing guidelines on working hours or shift patterns for the medical staff. Number 3, clarify reports of medical staff working in multiple hospitals in Nairobi County, stating whether this is in line with existing government policies, referring to the policy on human resources for health. Number 4, assess the impact of medical staff working in multiple hospitals on the overall efficiency and effectiveness of the healthcare system in Nairobi, stating measures to curb staff burnout. And number 5, outline the measures in place if any, to ensure that public health facilities are adequately staffed and resourced to prevent the need for medical staff to work in multiple hospitals. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The next, Senator Beatrice Akinyi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Energy regarding the large number of faulty transformers in Homa Bay County. Honorable Speaker, in the statement, the committee should, amongst others, list the number and location of all faulty transformers in Homa Bay County by sub-county. And 2, provide timelines within which the faulty transformers will be restored or replaced. And 3, state the measures put in place by the national government to ensure that public facilities in the county are connected to the national power grid, giving timelines within which this shall be done. And Honorable Speaker, the committee should also visit the county to see for themselves the mess that the county is in terms of the transformers that were procured, the Speaker, that the transformers are there physically, but a number of them are not active. Senator Beatrice Ogola, nominated senator.
Thank you. Senator Karungo, Wadangwa, do you have your copy?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to request for a statement on the Kiambu County Government Workers' Medical Insurance Scheme. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health regarding the status of medical insurance scheme for workers in the county government of Kiambu, specifically those working in the county executive. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the statement, the committee should, 1, apprise the Senate on the current status of the medical insurance cover for the workers in the county government of Kiambu, county executive, specifically addressing the transfer of the medical cover from the NHIF enhanced cover to a private insurance cover known as MUA. 2, clarify the reasons behind the sudden termination of the contract with the NHIF for providing medical insurance cover to the county government workers, and explain whether the abrupt change affected the workers' access to medical care. 3, disclose the procurement process that led to the awarding of the contract to MUA Insurance Company, clearly indicating the allocated budget for the insurance costs in the current financial year, the procurement method employed, the date of advertisement, if any, the contract sum, and the dates of entering into the contract. Mr. Speaker, number 4, provide a justification for the change of the medical insurance cover while explaining any budgetary differences between the previous contract with the NHIF and the new contract with MUA. Additionally, outline any discrepancies in the services provided by NHIF and MUA Insurance Company to the county government workers, as well as any supplementary benefits, if any, gained by the workers through the change of insurance cover. And finally, Mr. Speaker, number 5, specify whether any consultation or public participation involving the county government workers as the user department took place to ascertain their satisfaction or dissatisfaction with the services provided by the NHIF scheme, and whether this informed the decision to change the insurance cover. Karungo Wadhangwa, Senator, Kiambu. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Dangwa. There is also a statement from your committee, Chair, Loans and Transportation, under 56.1. Do you have a statement concerning business, registered business before your committee?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. As the chairperson of Roads, Transportation and Housing Committee, I wish to make the following statement under Standing Order 56.1 on the status of consideration of 3 statements. Mr. Speaker, sir, Standing Order 56.1a provides that a chairperson of a committee may make a statement relating to legislative business before the committee. Pursuant to the above standing order, Mr. Speaker, I wish to issue a status report on the consideration of the following 3 statements by the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing. 1. Statement by Senator James Kamau Murango, MP, regarding speeding by drivers transporting Miraa in parts of Kirinyaga County. 2. Statement by Senator Dr. Lelegwe Ltumbesi, MP, regarding status of implementation of the Lamu Port, South Sudan, Ethiopia Transport Corridor, LAPSET, project in Samburu County. And 3, statement by Senator Beatrice Ogola, MP, regarding death of boda riders and their passengers by sugarcane trailers of a local sugar miller, Sukari Industry, in Dhiwa constituency. Mr. Speaker, the statement by Senator James Kamau Murango at the sitting of the Senate held on Wednesday, 16 November 2022, Senator James Kamau Murango, MP, requested for a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads and Transportation regarding speeding by drivers transporting Miraa in parts of Kirinyaga County. In the statement, the committee was requested to apprise the Senate on the extent of compliance to provisions stipulated in the Traffic Act by drivers transporting Miraa. B, state the measures put in place, if any, to curb accident caused by the drivers who continue to create havoc on Didiroko Gadigiriri Prison Road and Dhifa, Redswell, Morubara, and Gurufani areas in the county. C, enumerate the action being taken by the government to ensure peaceful coexistence among road users, including motorists, cyclists, and pedestrians, and dealing strictly with traffic offenders to curb cases of traffic offenses and accidents. Mr. Speaker, sir, in response to the request by Senator James Kamau Murango, the committee sought and received a response to the statement from the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Roads and Transport. At its sitting held on 20th April 2023, the committee considered the response to the statement, which proposed interventions to be undertaken by the Ministry of Roads and Transport in order to improve road safety. Mr. Speaker, the committee observed that there was lack of strict enforcement of the Traffic Act on Miraa transport drivers who flouted the traffic rules by the National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA, and the National Police Service, and made the following resolutions. A, that the National Transport and Safety Authority should strictly enforce the Traffic Act, especially on motor vehicles, Miraa transport drivers who contravene the Act. B, that the Ministry of Roads and Transport should engage Miraa transporters through their circles and association and develop a sensitization program for compliance of Traffic Act by the Miraa drivers. And, Mr. Speaker, that the Ministry of Roads and Transport to submit a report to the committee on the implementation of proposed intervention to improve road safety as stated in the response to the statement by 7th July 2023. Mr. Speaker, the committee considered the statement to have been concluded, but with follow-up on the supplementary and emerging issues within its mandate. Mr. Speaker, on the statement by Dr. Lelegwe Tumbesi, MP, regarding status of the LAPSET project in Samburu County, at the sitting of the Senate held on Wednesday, 30th November 2022, Senator Lelegwe requested that statement. In the statement, the committee was requested to establish whether public participation was undertaken in the host counties where the project would traverse, making specific focus on the communities in Samburu County. B, give reasons why the LAPSET Corridor Development Authority does not have a regional office in Samburu County, despite the county being the second longest host of the corridor project with 208 kilometers. C, state the criteria used to onboard workers in the LAPSET project, stating the numbers of workers employed by the host county, including those deployed in field offices, outlining the skill set and type of work the workers were engaged in. D, give reasons why host counties where the project traversed through are not represented in the board of the LAPSET Corridor Development Authority. E, state the number of the nature of corporate social responsibility activities being implemented by the authority in Samburu County and explain why CSR activities such as the Presidential Scholarship Program in Lamu County are not being replicated in other corridor counties hosting the project. And F, Mr. Speaker, state plans, if any, to ensure Samburu County benefits from land leasing arrangements between the LAPSET Corridor Development Authority and various investors, including the Lokichar to Lamu crude oil export pipeline project. Mr. Speaker, in response to the request by Senator Dr. Lelegwe, the committee sought and received a response to the statement from the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Roads and Transport. And at a sitting held on 27 April 2023, the committee considered the response to the statement and observed that the response was unsatisfactory and resolved to seek supplementary information. The committee also observed that there was an equal distribution of project benefits along LAPSET project corridor and resolved to invite the Cabinet Secretary, Minister for Roads and Transport, to a meeting of the committee or the question time so as to give assurance of the implementation of the LAPSET project and ensure that benefits to be accrued from the project are equitably distributed among the counties along the LAPSET project corridor. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee will therefore pursue the supplementary issues raised in the statement to their conclusion. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, the statement by Senator Beatrice Ogola, MP, regarding the death of border riders and their passengers by sugarcane trailers of a local sugar miller, sukari industry in Diwa constituency. In the statement, the committee was requested to explain why the cane trailers belonging to a local miller in Diwa, sukari industry, transport sugarcane at night when visibility is poor, leading to frequent cases of accident, specifically involving border, their passengers, and other pedestrians. Noting that local access roads are very narrow and the trailer loads of cane are abnormally big. B, state whether recent cases of accidents involving cane trailers of the said company, border riders and other road users, where approximately 20 people have lost their lives and dozen injured have been investigated and culprits brought to book. C, cause the sugar miller to clear cane trailer breakdowns along the local roads promptly, noting inordinate delays in clearing broken down cane trailers from the roads continue to pose danger to road users. Mr. Speaker, D, explain whether the families of persons who have lost their lives or sustained injuries arising from the accidents involving cane trailers and border borders have been compensated by the sugar miller, where investigation have been found the miller is culpable. And finally, E, outline plans, if any, by the Kenya National Highway Authority, KENHA, Kenya Rural Authority, Rural Roads Authority, KERA, as well as the county government of Homa Bay to expand local access roads and repair dilapidated sections, as well as clearly mark the road with appropriate signage. Mr. Speaker, in response to the request by the Senator Beatrice Ogola MP, the committee sought and received a response to the statement from the Cabinet Secretary. At the sitting held on 27 April 2023, the committee considered the response to the statement and found the response to be unsatisfactory because it was not specific on the actions being taken to curb the accidents caused by sugarcane trailers, and it was deficient on accident and fatality data. The committee observed that there was a lack of strict enforcement of road safety and traffic rules by the National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA, and the National Police Service, NPS, along the stated road. The committee resolved to seek supplementary information and invite the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Roads and Transport, to respond to the measures that the NTSA and NPS would take to ensure there is strict enforcement of the Traffic Act in order to curb road accident. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee will therefore pursue the supplementary issues raised in the statement to their conclusion. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chair Transport. Let's now go to the other statement pursuant to Standing Order 57-1 by the Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to Standing Order number 57-1, I hereby present the business of the Senate for the week commencing Tuesday, 23rd May, 2023. Mr. Speaker, as honorable senators will recall, the Senate standing orders were amended to provide for the appearance of cabinet secretaries at plenary to respond to questions filed by senators. So far, we've had 2 sittings on questions. Given the experience from the 2 sittings, I urge senators to refrain from introducing new questions in the guise of supplementary questions in order to manage the limited time that is available on questions. Mr. Speaker, several questions have been filed and approved by the Speaker, and its meeting held on Tuesday, 2nd May 2023, the Senate Business Committee approved the 3rd set of questions to be scheduled on the order paper on Wednesday, 24th May 2023 during the morning sitting. The summary of those questions and cabinet secretaries to appear on that day are as follows. 1. Question by Senator Mohamed Chute, MP, to the Cabinet Secretary for the East African Community and the ASALs and Regional Development to respond on the state of tendering of relief food in the country. 2. Question by Senator Mohamed Chute to the Cabinet Secretary for Investments, Trade and Industry to respond on the pre-qualification of the companies to import commodities to the Kenya National Trading Corporation, KNTC. And 3, question by Senator James Lomenen, MP, to the Cabinet Secretary for Energy and Petroleum to respond on the delay in the disbursement of funds for sale of crude oil to the Turkana County government and the local community. Mr. Speaker, at the meeting of the Senate Business Committee held on 2nd of May 2023, it was noted that with concern that there have been several cases where senators are not in the chamber to prosecute their own business. The Speaker issued a communication during the sitting of the Senate on the same day, indicating that the Standing Order number 64.3 would be applied to movers of business who are not available in the chamber to prosecute their business as scheduled on the order paper. In view of the above, a total of 22 motions are yet to be prosecuted by respective movers. I therefore urge movers to these motions to avail themselves to the chamber whenever these motions are scheduled on the order paper to prosecute the same. Honorable Senators, it is our constitutional mandate to represent our constituents with the various mechanisms provided for by the standing orders. It is therefore important that we dedicate ourselves to attending to the chamber to prosecute business as stated in the order paper and contribute to debates which will build to proposals that will better the lives of the people we have been called upon to serve. Mr. Speaker, sir, in accordance with Senate's calendar, at the right of the Senate today, the Senate will proceed to a 2-week recess. Regular sittings of this Senate will then resume on 23rd of May, Tuesday, 2023. In terms of legislative business, a number of committees are yet to table reports on the bills. Petitions and statements in accordance with the standing orders. Specifically, 10 reports on bills before the Senate are due for tabling by the respective standing committees, and 5 petitions are also due for reporting by the respective standing committees to which they were committed in the first place. I therefore urge the standing committees to utilize the recess period to expedite consideration of the business pending before them and table those reports pursuant to standing orders. And to individual senators, members of committees, I also urge you to utilize the recess time to spread the good news arising from the announcement by the President yesterday that there will be an increase of 30.6 billion shillings, money that will be available for educating our students at the university, with a well-thought-out program, Mr. Speaker, of affirmative action for children from poor families. Mr. Speaker, sir, statements are increasingly being sought pursuant to Standing Order number 53 and others issued pursuant to Standing Order number 52. I take this opportunity to laud all committees for the timely presentation of statements on the activities of the committees pursuant to Standing Order number 56(1)(b), and I encourage that we continue with the spirit and also utilize the Standing Order number 56(1)(a) to present statements on matters for which the committees are responsible to appraise the House from time to time. Mr. Speaker, sir, finally, on 23rd of May, Tuesday, 2023, the Senate Business Committee will consider and approve the business of the day. This will contain business that will not be concluded from today's order paper and any other business scheduled by the Senate Business Committee. The order paper for Wednesday, 24th May, 2023, and for 25th of May, Thursday, 2023, will contain business that will be scheduled by the Senate Business Committee, as well as those not concluded from Tuesday and on Wednesday order papers. The Senate Business Committee will also schedule any other business pursuant to the standing orders. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank members, and hereby lay this statement on the table of the Senate. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of the Leader of the Majority, Senator Aaron Cheruiyot, MGH, MP.
Thank you, Majority Whip. Let's go to the next order.
Order number 8, the Agriculture and Food Security Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 13 of 2023, first reading.
Next order.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Agriculture and Food Authority Act and for connected purposes.
Next order.
Order number 9, the Equalization Fund Administration Bill, Senate Bills number 14 of 2023, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to provide for the administrative structures for the management of the Equalization Fund, to establish an advisory board and for connected purposes.
Next order.
Order number 10, the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 15 of 2023, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Constitution of Kenya.
Honorable Senators, we concluded business under order number 11 and 12. And now we go to order number 13.
Order number 13, motion, the doping menace threatening Kenya's impeccable global reputation in athletics. Voting.
Okay, honorable members, according to my records is that this bill was concluded, the motion, and I want to put the question. Honorable Senators, I put the question that aware that in 2018, Kenya was placed under category A by the World Anti-Doping Agency, and since then, 40 Kenyan athletes have been banned by either the Athletics Integrity Unit AIU or the Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya ADAK, and has led to a situation whereby the Kenyan athletes have to undergo intense testing before participating in major events, and has immensely affected the reputation of the Kenyan athletes and the standing of Kenya in the international sports arena, where it currently ranks at number 5. Concerned that despite the high number of alleged doping cases, Kenya has only one World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, approved blood testing laboratory, forcing it to send urine tests to Qatar and South Africa for analysis, and that the Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya is taking too long to address the doping menace, which is likely to affect the state of preparedness for the athletes in the upcoming 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. Now, therefore, the Senate resolves that the Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts come up with modalities that can help achieve increased testing, intelligence gathering on athletes and doping awareness programs. B, in collaboration with Athletics Kenya and the National Olympic Committee of Kenya, to vet all training camps, coaches, trainers, and other athlete handlers. And C, initiate investigations at the Anti-Doping Agency Kenya to identify and sanction all responsible officers liable for the menace of doping. In collaboration with the Directorate of Criminal Investigations and the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, finalize pending investigations and recommend prosecution of individuals involved in giving this banned substance to athletes. And E, in collaboration with the Minister of Health,
to identify and revoke licenses for medics, pharmacies, and hospitals responsible for the prescription of the commonly abused drugs by the authorities. Honorable Senators, this bill does not concern counties, and therefore I will put the question that will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order. Honorable Senators, sorry, I defer order number 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and any other business on the paper. Up to order number 22. So, Senator Minda Kibwana, you move the motion.
Order number 22. Motion, state of mental health of police officers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My motion is on the state of mental health of police officers. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move this motion. I beg to move the motion that aware that police officers are usually first responders and are often exposed to traumatic scenes and chronic stressors such as dangerous situations, injuries, and violence, coupled with the need to report and testify about psychological stressful scenes. Cognizant of a survey done by the National Police Service Commission in 2002, which indicated that at least 12 to 13% of the 110,000 police officers have mental health challenges stemming from work-related issues. Concerned that there has been a recent spike of incidents involving police officers, including murder and suicide, which have been linked to the state of mental well-being. Now, therefore, the Senate urges the national government and the National Police through the Ministry of Interior and National Administration to 1. Declare the current mental health situation within the police service a national emergency. Number 2, urgently establish a specialized facility to cater for police officers with mental illness. Number 3, develop and implement policies to reduce the stigma surrounding mental health issues within law enforcement agencies and encourage officers to seek help when needed. And number 4, prioritize mental health as a priority health and socio-economic agenda within the police service and that in cases of deployment and transfers, the service considers the health of the affected officers. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move.
Get a seconder.
I request Senator Boni Khalwale to second the motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, anytime I would second any motion in this House that speaks to matters health. I would like to second this motion as moved and want to congratulate the originator of the motion, Senator Kibwana, for being mindful of matters of mental health. This is a very serious issue. I am persuaded professionally that the tragedy that
Monica Rode, there is an intervention which I'm interpreting as a point of order from Senator Beatrice Ogora King.
Yes, Beatrice.
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Yes, thank you. I rise pursuant to Article 41, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, from the observation here, we are only 5 members, and I therefore propose to move for adjournment.
You know, the Speaker or the Chair has no eyes. I was not aware you are 5. I thought we are full house. So maybe you bring the call bell for 5 minutes. Okay, let's linger in the column bell for 5 more minutes. On the senators. And Dr. Boni Karwara, you have 19 minutes to continue seconding the motion and standing under number 22. Honorable Senators, pursuant to standing order 41, there being no quorum, the Senate stands adjourned until Tuesday, 23rd May 2023 at 2:30 p.m. Thank you.
that is distinguished both by their depth of knowledge and experience. I thank each of you for your service to our country and for taking the time to speak with us today. I want to begin by acknowledging the Apache helicopter training accident